Take a look at the physical cash in your wallet. By most traditional measures of value, those green strips of paper are technically worthless. This is fiat currency. It doesn't represent a claim on a hoard of silver or a vault of gold. It carries value only because we collectively agree that it does. For most of modern history, money didn't require that leap of faith. Under the gold standard, the global financial system was anchored by physical, tangible metal. Understanding how we moved from that physical certainty to a system built on shared belief is the first step in seeing how global power is actually maintained today. Under the gold standard, a US dollar acted as a formal receipt. Any country holding that paper could, in theory, walk into the American Treasury and trade it for a fixed amount of physical gold. The flaw emerged as the US printed more money than it had physical gold to back it up. When foreign governments realized the dollar was diluted, they panicked, demanding their gold back all at once. The global market buckled under the realization that the United States could no longer honor its promises to exchange paper for metal. Facing a total depletion of the nation's gold reserves, President Richard Nixon moved in 1971 to officially end the dollar's convertibility into gold. While the move stopped the immediate run on the Treasury, it left the dollar adrift. For the first time, the world's primary reserve currency had no physical commodity at its core. With the gold anchor gone, the U.S. government needed a new way to ensure that other nations would still feel compelled to hold and use American paper. They found the answer in oil, the one commodity every industrial nation requires to keep its lights on and its transport moving. Throughout the early 1970s, U.S. officials engaged in high-stakes negotiations with the world's leading oil producer, Saudi Arabia. The United States offered a definitive security package, providing the Saudi kingdom with military protection and access to advanced weapon systems. In exchange, Saudi Arabia agreed to price and sell its oil exports exclusively in U.S. dollars. This arrangement ensured that any nation wanting to purchase energy now had to acquire U.S. currency first, creating a permanent global demand for the dollar. Once the Saudi deal was in place, other oil-exporting nations adopted the same model, standardizing the dollar as the global currency for energy. This created the petrodollar system. Under this system, a country in Europe or Asia cannot use their own currency to buy the fuel their factories need. They must first exchange their wealth for U.S. dollars, paying a toll to the American financial system to participate. To ensure they can always afford to keep the power on, central banks worldwide are forced to keep massive quantities of dollars in their permanent reserves. This creates a cycle where trillions of dollars are constantly traded and saved globally, regardless of what is happening inside the U.S. economy. By linking the dollar to energy, the U.S. created a self-sustaining loop where global survival depends on the continued use of American currency. This system provides the United States with an economic capability that no other nation on Earth possesses. Because the world needs dollars for oil, the U.S. can print money for its debts and have that excess absorbed globally. If another country tried running similar deficits, their currency would rapidly lose value and destroy their economy. The petrodollar allows the United States to spend beyond its means, while the resulting economic pressure is distributed across every country that needs to buy energy. So, while that dollar in your pocket is technically just paper, its value isn't based on a simple misunderstanding. It is supported by a system of military alliances and the mandatory requirements of the global energy trade. The dollar isn't backed by gold in a vault, but by the fact that the modern world's industrial infrastructure is built to require it. As we see new energy deals being struck in other currencies, we have to ask, what happens to that paper in your wallet if the world stops needing it for oil? Let me know in the comments if the dollar can survive without its energy anchor.